strong.
Good to meet you, Tam.
Hi, and welcome to Funny Minds. I'm your host, Lynn B.
And I am your co-host over here, Mr. Edward Bess. How are you?
And today we have on Tim Miller. He's a stand-up comedian. He hails from the state of Montana. Woo, woo, woo. I don't think we've ever had any Montanians on. I hope I'm saying the right thing, Montanians. But welcome to the show, Tim. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. I'm glad to be the first person from Montana. I think I'm probably one of the 1,000 people from Montana. So.
And then we have a population of over 1 million in bears and coyotes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So tell us about yourself. When did you get started in comedy? What type of comedy do you like? Who's your favorite comedians? Give us the whole lowdown on your comedic adventure in life.
Well, I started doing comedy about 9 years ago. I think my 9-year anniversary will be coming up here in June, which is kind of exciting for me. Been doing it in Missoula, around Montana. I've gone on tour a couple times. But I got started, I probably really liked the Late Late Show of Craig Ferguson, like back in the day, back when that was still on. And he kind of inspired me. I wanted to try it, so I went and did. I made a pact with a coworker like 9 years ago to just try open mic stand-up comedy, and I kept doing it after that and just been loving it. And yeah, just been doing comedy, touring a little bit, done some pretty fun shows. Like I opened for Chris Kattan, which was a fun show.
I seen that, and it's funny because Tim, obviously he was big and made his name on Saturday Night Live, and movies and all the things that he's done, but his stand-up act is hilarious, and that had to have been a pretty cool moment for you.
Yeah, it was fun. I didn't really know. I didn't really grow up a lot with Chris Kattan, but it was fun to meet him. And he came out with a lot of his SNL bit, like he came out and did like the head bob from Night of the Roxbury or whatever. I think that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. My grandson does that in the car.
Yeah. That's my go-to most of the time.
Yeah, it's a go-to. Or if you want to totally
That's
ignore
awesome.
somebody, you just stand there and go like this.
Yeah.
That's when you said you made a pact, it's funny when you talk to a lot of comedians and even myself, like I did something similar where I just said to hell with it and I just signed up for like an amateur contest. So you find yourself in these crazy situations, and it's every time you meet a different comedian, they always have a different story on how they first stepped on stage. But you got to be honest with people, Tim. That first time, like, what did you think? What went through your mind?
Honestly, I think I'm blacked out. I don't even remember it because I think I blacked out. First 3 times I did comedy, I don't even think I can recall, just because I think
Just pure nerves.
Yeah, pure nerves.
So you're saying that you can't be held responsible for your time on stage?
Yeah.
Okay. So anything you said and did, you can't be held against you.
No, that was blackout, Tim. That
was like,
Okay.
Hi, my name is Tim. I'm a blackout comedian.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim.
What'd you say your name was? Where am I?
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, I've never blacked out from drinking, but I blacked out. I think I just blacked out from comedy a couple times, just the nerves.
Wow.
It's just pure nerves. People don't realize. Some comedians, especially comedians who've been doing it for a long time and they feel comfortable, they make it look really easy, but people don't realize how truly hard it is, not just to be funny, but just to get past your own nerves, but get past your own head and your own mouth. That's really, really tough. Who are some of like your big growing up comedians that just made you just double over and pee in your pants? Like who are the ones?
Craig Ferguson. I don't know if I really watched a lot of stand-up. I like Craig Ferguson and I like David Cross. I feel like I was
David like that.
Yeah, I'm more of like a sitcom guy. I feel like I watch a lot. Like Seinfeld was definitely one of them that I watched. Like I like Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And Arrested Development's my favorite show of all time. So I feel like that's one of my comedy influences.
Everybody talks about Jerry Seinfeld. And when that was on, that was the one show I never watched. For some reason, I don't know what it is about him. And I'm sorry, Jerry, if you're listening, I really apologize. I'm not trying to be messy.
Yeah, that's
I just couldn't get into his
pretty good chance he's dialed in right now.
and now I'm going to be blackballed. But I love so many different comedians, but for some reason Jerry just didn't do it for me. I don't know what it was. I really don't know what it was. But other people just like died over him.
I think your purple hair dye has dyed your brain.
It went to my brain. It just really went to my brain.
Jerry Seinfeld is hilarious. That show is hilarious. The cast of characters, the writing. I mean, my God, that show is so stacked with talent. I mean, you got honestly, what you have to do is you have to go back and just watch just some of his stand up, just his standalone. He's very much Jerry Seinfeld, but just his mannerisms, so his way of thinking, his observations are everything. And his stand-up is very much the way he was in his show,
Maybe I'll have to go back from the beginning and watch the show and just, give it another
Tim, if I were you, I would have verified this before I even agreed to come on the show. You gotta hold her accountable, Tim.
Yeah. Who are you guys? Like, that's what I should be asking.
Exactly.
Oh,
do you do all your own writing?
Yeah, I do mostly. Yeah, my own writing. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I do comedy in Missoula, Montana. I feel like it's a very supportive and kind of it's more of a group effort. I feel like in Missoula, where we all go to each other's shows and I feel like a lot of us get jokes from each other and help us improve each other's jokes, which I think is good.
Well, how far have you strayed, on the road? How far have you gone? Have you gone out of state to do shows?
Yeah, I think I've gone as far east as Minneapolis. I did a show in a basement in Minneapolis.
Did you really? Basement comedy, I love it.
And I think I've been to Wyoming. I think I've been as far. I did open mic in, want to say, Nebraska, which I think is far south of that.
So it's really like the Corn Belt state, like you go in that area. Okay. Well, that's real. That's very interesting, and I understand that you're going to be doing a special next week for Alzheimer's. Do you have a special coming up for Alzheimer's?
Yeah, I have well, it's not a special. It's just a fundraiser I'm doing. It's like an annual fundraiser here in Missoula at the Zootown Arts Creative Center.
Okay.
But yeah, awesome. I think it's like 10 other comedians. I'm probably doing like 10 minutes, but it's a local comedian here in town. I think is involved with one of the Alzheimer's Foundation, so he puts on a fundraiser every year, which I think I've been lucky enough to be on the lineup every year for like the last 4 years.
All right, well that's good. It's a great cause. It's a very very good cause, and they do some like I'm in the East, so I'm in Jersey, so there's so much that goes on for Alzheimer's and autism, and a lot to the golden age groups, and I'm a golden age group, they get into Alzheimer's, they're really into it up here, and it's a very good cause. It's wonderful, because when I lose my mind, I want somebody like you to be helping me out.
I mean, I can help you laugh. I don't know. I used to work at a retirement home, like just serving food, so I could help you. I can serve you food, but I don't know if I could do much.
So what, comedy isn't your daytime job. So what is your daytime job?
Right now I'm working in a grocery store. I'm like just as a meat clerk in the grocery store.
Okay. Are you guys unionized in Montana? I know we are up here, but
not my store. I know we probably have like a few in town that are probably unionized. We're more.
Oh, you're not in the meat packers union? Oh my goodness.
Oh, I should be, but I've been doing that for 4 years now, but.
I hear they have a really good union. I know a couple of people that are in it, and it's supposed to be a really good union, but Okay, so you're in the grocery store. It's not like down south they have Piggly Wigglies. Like, what is your famous? We have 7-Eleven and Quick Check are our famous stores. So, what are the names of your famous stores?
I guess. Well, one of the big ones I think we have like Albertsons, and we have like. I don't think we don't have a Piggly Wiggly up here. I think we're a little too north of that.
I remember when we drove down south, I was going to see my sister. She's a Georgia peach. And we pulled in and I saw Piggly Wiggly and I almost pissed my pants. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, I got to go in there. I mean, just because of the name, I have to go in there. I have to buy something from a Piggly Wiggly because nobody in New Jersey will believe that I went into something called a Piggly Wiggly. And when I came back, everybody knew about Piggly Wiggly. Where have I been, you know?
I mean, yeah, I'm being from Montana. I didn't even know about Piggly Wiggly until...
Well, you can incorporate that into one of your comedy sketches.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, you've got it. I mean, people probably
there's gonna come a day, Tim, where you're gonna step on stage in Georgia, and the first words out of your mouth are gonna be like, "I don't feel comfortable in a state where you guys shop at a Piggly Wiggly." You know, like it's just gonna. And at that point, you're either gonna go over well or they're gonna shoot you. You know.
Yeah. Like, I can't say I performed in a Texas Roadhouse because I performed. There's a place in town called the Giggle Box. They ended up closing down, turned it into a Texas Roadhouse. So I can say I've technically played in a Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, I like Giggle Box better.
Yeah, I know.
Box. Oh, that's so
That sounds like a porn. The Giggle Box.
Yeah, you know, think about it. Yeah,
starring Tim Miller. No, honestly, that wouldn't be your porn name. Your porn name would be like Jack Hammer.
Yeah,
starring Jack Hammer in
the Giggle Box.
Giggle Box.
Yeah. They've called me like tube steak in the meat department, so I could probably use that.
And how do they know that?
We're gonna get him a T-shirt that says "I'm a tube steak Tarzan." You know, swinging from a tree.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
That's really funny.
Hey, listen, you know, in all seriousness, butchers, that's big business, man. And that's a professional, like, butchers take that's serious business. I mean, they make a lot of money, and it's really like an actual art, you know, like it's not just meat, you know, to them. I mean, it's big business. And these supermarkets, some of those guys that are back there are crushing it, you know?
Oh yeah. And as long as you don't get any fingers in the mix, it's a wonderful deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they call that flavor.
Yeah,
but, you know,
there's a little flavor.
I mean, I have a few ones. I have a few. I've cut myself a couple
left.
Back there. They don't let me near the meat saw. I just mainly like frying the meat. But
well, you just held up 10 fingers, so you're doing pretty good.
Yeah. You still have all your fingers. And wait a minute, how about the toes? Do you have those toes? Are you married, Tim? Do you have children?
No, I'm just single. I'm just working. I got a 16-year-old nephew, and then I got 2 6-month-old nieces. So that's all the children.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good.
Wow. So you're free.
So you actually have money.
Yeah.
I'm making that, but I didn't know whether I should say it or not. Yeah. Tim's got money. He doesn't have anybody jumping on his head.
Yeah.
Well, is there somebody on the horizon? I mean, are you a confirmed bachelor?
I'd say I'm probably pretty confirmed. Yeah.
Oh, you just broke a lot of hearts, Tim.
I know.
No, he's keeping himself open for road. He wants to meet girls on the road.
On the road.
Little backstage, little 80s metal backstage action. You know, they got to work their way backstage.
Yeah, they got to have the pass
for the whole
backstage.
Yeah, they get a special P that's on the pass, and you know, that's the way you go. Yeah. You get married later.
I mean, get married? Don't get married. You don't have to get married. Don't sign that paper.
Well, I want to get married just for the joke.
Oh, for the joke.
True.
You should have done that a while ago, buddy.
I probably should have, yeah.
And if anybody's listening now, you just, unless they're, they really are a big roadie, you're not going to get too many jokes, or you might get jokes you're not really going to want.
Yeah.
Once they hear it.
So you stay married long enough, they just write themselves after a while.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You can just sit back. You don't even have to write. You just put your phone on. You just, record everything. Sit back.
Just put a GoPro helmet on.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And let people witness the madness.
Well, then I could just make that into like a sitcom. I could just GoPro reality sitcom.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes,
true. I like that.
Badass.
That would really be great.
All you have to do is edit out the bathroom breaks.
Well,
yeah.
I feel like I'd turn off. Well, I mean, for me, I'd turn off the GoPro when I go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Oh, you get do some creative editing, like where you cut it just to the point where you're like, and it cuts.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it cuts back on and the toilet flushes and you get up and you're like, oh, God, that was rough. And then you walk. I'm going to go into the story for you, Tim.
Yeah. I could sell some deleted scenes to OnlyFans or something.
He's going to get off our show and say, what did I ever agree to?
He's going to get a letter from a guy in Germany saying, I am your biggest fan. Send me your stinky socks.
Do you get like a lot of fan mail?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I get a lot of feedback like when because I mean, I do a lot of shows, probably like one show a week in Missoula. I know a lot of people come up to me after shows and talk to me and say they like my comedy, which is always good to hear.
Well, yeah.
Is there a big scene out there? Like, is there a decent amount going on out there? Like, or is there a lot of traveling for you?
I feel like there's a fair amount of travel. I mean, there's like one open mic a week, which I usually try to go to. I usually do at least one show a week in town.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a fair amount of traveling, like between, I think, Missoula and then Bozeman has its own comedy club, and then Billings. So there's a few towns I can travel to and do comedy in Montana.
Yeah.
Well, Billings is
overall?
a bigger town, right? Billings is kind of big?
Yeah, I think that's about 1 million. I think the biggest town in Montana right now.
Isn't that the home of Evil Knievel?
That's Butte.
Oh, Butte.
Butte.
Okay.
Butte, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
So your town, how big is your town?
Probably like 300,000. Not super big. It's a college town, so it's somewhat big.
Oh, you got the college kids coming in once a week. That's
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that. Wow.
That's a tough fan base right there. College, you got to think, for comedians, and Tim, I'm sure you'll agree, because today's day and age, I mean, everybody has access to everything all the time. So people are watching comedy 24/7. So you have a whole new list of critiques out there, like when you do comedy, and college kids are, they are very tough. Yeah, if you're going to work anything out on a crowd, it's good to work it out on them, because if it goes over well with them, it usually goes over well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Just a little
interesting.
comedy tip. Colleges are very tough, and they have been for a long time, but they're even more tough now because of how much competition there is, how many comedians there are, how much access, so it really puts you to the test.
Mm-hmm.
But after 9 years, I'm sure you have a pretty good, you feel pretty comfortable. What is your end game? Like, what would you like to get to ultimately?
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of just going along. I mean, I do a little filmmaking here, and I have a couple podcasts, and I think I just keep on pursuing whatever comes my way, really. Like, I think at one time I'd maybe like to write for TV and maybe have a sitcom. I don't know if I'd star in it, but write one.
So writing is definitely in there as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So
and you could find yourself working with other comedians too. You could do some writing for them. They could do some writing for you, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like I met Craig Ferguson not that long ago. I went to one of his shows. I paid extra to go do a meet and greet, which was, it's good. It's always good to meet your heroes, I guess. It's fun.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And you never know what's going to come out of it.
Yeah.
You just never know, it could be that moment in time,
Well, I don't think I have to worry about that, but hopefully not.
So what kind of podcast do you have? Is it a comedy podcast, or is it more serious, or, sports, or, what is your comedy podcast?
It's comedy. Yeah, it's a comedy. Like, I have like 2 different podcasts that I do. Both of them are with my, one of my friends, Freya Howland. We do 2 podcasts together. One is called, It's the End of the Show as We Know It, where we talk about like series finales of different TV shows. Like we've done like X-Files and like Lost, and I think we just did a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
Oh, okay. How about Sopranos? Did you do it into Sopranos?
Yeah, we did Sopranos recently. Yeah, that was a fun episode. Like I'd never seen Sopranos before we did the episode, so I had to watch this without watching any of the episodes. I did go back and watch them later, but.
Oh my goodness! So you did a podcast on an ending, and you never watched the whole entire show?
Yeah, I'm done that.
My God.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I watched the whole show except for the last episode, And I finally, I mean, how long ago was that show on? I finally, about 2 months ago, because I was talking about it and saying, I never watched the last episode. I never saw, and I finally watched it. And then I'm scratching my head.
You live in New Jersey.
I know.
You live in New Jersey. That's against the law. You're lucky they didn't show up at your house and whack you, dude. Are you kidding?
Sorry to the mom, too. I mean, I have no excuse.
Yeah. Don't they just give you a DVD of Sopranos when you get your New Jersey license or what?
Yeah.
They should, yeah.
Apparently she just,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the way it happened. And I was bragging about it and everybody's looking at me like, I committed the biggest sin in the whole world. So I had to watch it. I had to watch, and then I tell everybody I actually watched it,
Moose and Rocco are going to show up now and you're going to
Moose and Rocco, I don't pay attention to them. They got a lot of problems, Moose and Rocco, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Tim, have you ever experimented or even dove into improv?
Oh yeah, I do improv every week.
Or improv or sketch comedy or anything like that, maybe group, sketch type stuff like SCTV or Saturday Night Live or
I've done a few of
that effect.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of that. I actually do a podcast, Base Missoula here in town, where I go to improv every week, and we do a podcast called Base Talks with me and Freya, where we talk about disability, because that's what Base is. It's kind of a all abilities place where people with different disabilities or whatever come and do improv, and I've been doing that. I've been doing comedy, so
that's very interesting. Oh, yeah.
Improv is where it's at. I love watching people do improv.
Yeah,
some of the most when people do it right and really, you can see that they're comfortable and they actually gel well together. And some of the best stuff to watch. Whose Line? Remember watching Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh yeah, I love that.
Brady. I mean, that is some of the most brilliant stuff you could ever watch.
And they're so quick. They're really very, very quick. It doesn't take them. It's nanoseconds with what they come out with. It's really great.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to appreciate that kind of comedy in a person. I know I do. I've watched it a number of times, and I have to say that I like that. I like that probably a lot better than stand up.
Yeah. Well, for me, I feel like improv definitely helps my stand up. It lets me. I think I'm like a guy that had the whole set written out and typed up. I can't read my own handwriting, so I have to type everything. I feel like doing improv on the side helped me be able to be more flexible and maybe interact with the crowd even and go off what the crowd is.
Yeah.
That's another art form as well. You see comedians that could work a crowd off the cuff. That's easier said than done, man. But there's guys and girls that make it look so easy.
That's Robin Williams. Robin Williams was just so brilliant. He was brilliant. The man was brilliant. It was, you can't take it away from him. He was unbelievable. I could sit and watch him for hours.
Yeah.
It's just so unbelievable,
There's a guy, Tim, his name is, Mom, you're a fan of this guy, Ian Bagg.
Oh, Ian, I'm trying to get him on the show. He said yes, and the schedules just aren't nothing.
He's unreal.
Oh, have you watched him?
I think I've heard of him. I don't know. The name sounds familiar. I probably watched maybe a little bit of his clips, but I don't know if I watched a full set or anything.
Oh,
now check him out sometime, Tim, on YouTube, something like that, and just watch just a crowd work. I mean, he's really
good, and he's very sharp.
That's a tough thing to do as a comedian. Again, easier said than done. People make it look easy, but that's very tough. So you're, getting into improv definitely could sharpen your, is definitely going to sharpen your skills.
Yeah, Ian is really my son turned me on to him when I was down in Florida, and I just fell in love with him immediately. It was just oh my God. And then when I found out that he was in my connections on LinkedIn, it was okay, I put it out there, and we're just trying to find a perfect schedule so that I can get him on the show, I'm open, he's not, and vice versa. And, so he'll be on the show.
It sounds to me like you're trying to ask him out.
No,
You know,
idiot.
I think this is just a little light stalking going on, and I think you're probably making him a little nervous.
I haven't made him
He's
nervous.
he's probably at the courthouse right now getting a restraining order. You don't know. You don't know.
Well,
He'll just get served papers.
that's okay. As long as he serves him, that's fine.
Well, yeah, you'll at least get his autograph if you.
That's right. You frame it. You framed a
Yeah.
subpoena. And
Yeah, on my wall. Everything else. Oh God, that's funny. And if you're listening, we're talking about you. Yes.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
I know. I know. Well, yeah, you really have to check him out. You really would appreciate his type of comedy and the way he controls the crowd, and they just love him. He really is very, very good. Very good. I haven't watched Vince lately. Have you watched Vince?
I see Vince on. Yeah, he has stuff online every once in a while,
Does he?
political stuff.
Yeah, I
Vince
haven't
is
heard anything.
Vince is a friend of ours who's he does the opening comedy for the Trevor Noah show.
Oh, nice.
He used to do the opening slot for the Jon Stewart show, parlayed it over to that. So he's up in New Jersey doing stand up. He's an attorney and he's really funny too. Had him on the show and
He's part of the family. He's part of the family. So
yeah.
you know.
But again, it's like you see someone like that who is an attorney and actually at one time was a judge.
Yeah.
And then at night they're in their car driving over to Manhattan to do sets, for 20 something years. I mean, that's
amazing.
serious passion and commitment. And
It is.
and it just goes to show that comedy is really not easy. It takes a long time to get comfortable at it and even try to have any level of success. You got to really bust your chops.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you know very well.
Get lucky.
Over the
Especially
years,
out in Montana.
chops. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Have you ever gotten out to California?
I haven't. I've been meaning to. I feel like I want to take like a month in New York and a month in LA at some point and just like do as much comedy as I can in both places.
Yeah. Oh, you should. You
there,
should.
yeah.
Because those are two
That's a great idea.
really high traffic places that you probably do very, very well in,
Well, just from a networking aspect alone,
Yeah.
network and meet some people and, who knows, come away with an agent or sky's the limit. But those are the places to go.
Do you have an agent? Do you have an agent at the moment?
No, it's just me. I just promote myself. So
Okay. All right. Well, you never know what could happen. Never know what's
Very
around the
cost effective.
yeah.
Cost effective.
I mean,
Seems like
10% of nothing is still nothing. So they
corner. Yeah. That's true.
I think, Tim, you should up your own contract. Give yourself 100%.
Well, we're gonna have to get going. It's been wonderful talking to you, Tim, and I really I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna follow your career because I like to follow everybody that we have on the show here and there and back and forth. And really, I hope everything with your Alzheimer's fundraiser goes well because that's very important. So tell our audience where they can find you.
I have a website, timimillercomedy.com. I think I'm on YouTube. I think you can just look up Tim Miller. I have a lot of videos on there.
But let me be clear. Your website is Tim I.
Miller.
Yeah. Because I think there's another Tim Miller comedian out there that
Yes,
I think
there is.
might be actually a little bit bigger than me, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there is. There's two Tim Millers.
Yeah.
He's Tim I. Miller comedy at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have TJ Miller.
Yeah.
So, to our fans out there, okay, what else do you have? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, and also check out my 2 podcasts. It's the end of the shows we know it, which we're doing a Star Wars special, like 3-part Star Wars special coming up, I think probably in June. And then my other show, Base Talks.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
End of the show as we know it. That's interesting. I have to check that out a little bit better.
Yeah.
I think
hopefully you'll enjoy the Sopranos episode if you check it out.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to look at Well, to all of our fans out there, thank you for joining us today. And I hope you enjoyed Tim, as we have. And if you go online to funnyminds.com, you will see that, you could go to any of our episodes from there on the platforms that we have. And we also have a store, and we're starting a lot of new things on the store and a lot of new affiliates. So, in the next couple of episodes or next couple of months, you're going to see a lot of things going on with us and a lot of new things. We have new logos. So check it out, if you're there. And also, there's 2 agencies or 2 organizations that we're very, very aligned with, and that's St. Jude's Children's Hospital and breast cancer. So when you go on our site, you're going to see a big purple button. And if you click that button and make a donation, I'm sure there's a lot of people that would be very appreciative. So again, Tim, I thank you for being on the show, and good luck to you and good luck to everything that you're doing. And I'm going to check out your end of the show podcast. That's definitely something I'm going to do this weekend. And
we're definitely going to check out your porn as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't hide that.
All right.
From us, Tim.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even...
Mr. Hammer.
Yeah, I can't even watch it in Montana because of the ban, but...
Oh, okay. That's funny. It's a dry state.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's funny. All right, Tim. Well, thank you again, and good luck to you, okay?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Don't forget to laugh, because laughter, we know, is the best medicine. Bye-bye.
Take care, Tim. Thank you.
Yeah, take care.